discovered in the darkest place on Earth. There are places on our planet that feel almost unreal, places so distant from everyday life that it becomes easy to forget they even exist. But beneath our oceans lies a world so vast, so alien, so mysterious, that calling it another planet doesn't feel like an exaggeration at all. For years, I've been fascinated by the deep sea, not the beaches we visit on vacations, not the reefs full of color and life. I'm talking about the darkness, the place where sunlight dies, the place where pressure rises to crushing extremes, the place where evolution creates creatures that seem impossible. And one day, I decided it was finally time to explore it. What I discovered in the darkest place on Earth changed the way I see everything above it. As we begin our descent, the world transforms almost immediately. Colors fade, first red, then orange, yellow, and green. Before long, all that remains is blue. And then, even the blue disappears. At around 200 meters, we enter the Twilight Zone, a place where light becomes a memory. This is the frontier where the familiar ocean ends and the unknown begins. The temperature drops sharply. The pressure increases, dozens, then hundreds of times greater than at the surface, and the water takes on a strange stillness, as if holding its breath. It's here, in this silent darkness, that life begins to glow. Tiny flashes appear in the water, short pulses, drifting sparks, soft glimmers, a galaxy of living stars moving through the black. This is bioluminescence, a chemical light created by life itself. Down here, where the sun can't reach, light becomes a tool, a weapon, a language, a lure. Some creatures use it to hide, others use it to say, "I am dangerous," and some use it to kill. That's when the first creature approaches out of the darkness, the anglerfish. The anglerfish looks like something out of a nightmare, but every detail of its design is pure efficiency. A glowing lure dangles from a rod on its head, a tiny beacon floating in front of a monstrous mouth. Small fish, drawn by the light, swim closer out of curiosity, and that curiosity is often their last mistake. The anglerfish doesn't chase. Chasing burns too much energy in a world where meals are rare, so it waits patiently, motionless, becoming almost part of the darkness itself. Its teeth curve inward like needles, perfect traps for anything unlucky enough to come close. It's frightening to look at, yet its existence is a masterpiece of adaptation. But the deep is not only home to monsters. Some creatures are delicate, almost beautiful, like the glass octopus, a transparent being that looks more like a floating thought than a living animal. Its skin is nearly invisible. You can see its stomach, its nerves, and even the faint outline of its brain. Invisibility is its ultimate defense. If predators can't see you, they can't eat you. The glass octopus moves gently, almost cautiously, as if careful not to disturb the water itself. Watching it drift feels like watching a dream pass by. Then, something longer emerges, a glowing ribbon stretching into the distance. A Siphonophore. At first it looks like one creature, but as it drifts closer, you realize the truth. It's thousands of animals working together as one. Each small individual, called a zooid, has a role. Some handle movement, some specialize in capturing prey, others digest food for the entire colony. Together, they form one of the longest organisms on Earth, sometimes over 40 meters long, a drifting superorganism, a living city. Seeing one feels like encountering something not just alive, but intelligent, in a way we don't fully understand. But where there is beauty, there's also danger. The viperfish glides into view next, its enormous fangs glistening in the faint light. Its teeth are so long, they don't fit inside its mouth. They curve outward, creating a cage that traps anything it bites. The deep ocean doesn't reward hesitation. Predators here strike fast, with precision. And then there's the dragonfish, a creature equipped with one of the deep's rarest superpowers. It can produce red bioluminescence. Most deep-sea animals can't see red light at all. To them, red is the same as darkness. So the dragonfish can essentially shine a red flashlight that only it can see, hunting in perfect stealth. Evolution here isn't random, it's extreme. It's art sculpted by survival. But not every creature here is violent. Some simply drift, peaceful and mesmerizing. The Deepstaria jellyfish unfurls like a translucent sheet, its membrane rippling as it floats. It doesn't sting. Instead, it captures prey by enveloping it gently, like a soft curtain closing. The vampire squid, despite its name, is one of the most peaceful creatures in the abyss. It collects marine snow using long filaments, particles so tiny that most animals ignore them. But down here, nothing is wasted. Every crumb matters. And as we descend further, the darkness becomes total. Not a single photon of sunlight has ever reached this depth. We are now in the midnight zone. Here the water is near freezing. The pressure is crushing, thousands of pounds per square inch. And yet, this region holds the greatest biomass of the deep sea. Fish with gelatinous bodies, designed so pressure cannot crush them, drift through the black. Creatures with no eyes sense vibrations in the water. Others communicate with patterns of light we barely understand. Even the seafloor, flat and seemingly empty, is full of life. Worms, sea cucumbers, giant isopods, and ghostly eels that hunt in the dark. It is an entire world, one that exists parallel to ours, but hidden. And yet, the most profound discoveries weren't about the creatures I saw. It was the perspective they gave me. In the deepest darkness on Earth, life doesn't just survive, it thrives. It innovates. It evolves into forms that seem impossible. Creatures glow without sunlight. Predators hunt with light invisible to others. Organisms combine into colonies that function like a single being. Soft-bodied animals withstand pressures that would crush steel. Life here has adapted to extremes that humans could never endure. And that realization changes something in you. When I finally returned to the surface, everything felt different. The sky seemed brighter. The air felt lighter. Even the noise of daily life, cars, voices, wind, suddenly felt louder than before. Because once you've seen the deep ocean, you understand how fragile our familiar world is, and how powerful life becomes when it adapts to hardship. The darkest place on Earth isn't empty. It's full of beauty, brutality, mystery, and wonder. And the creatures that live there remind us that even in darkness, especially in darkness, life finds a way. What I discovered in the deep wasn't just new species, but a new perspective, a reminder that the world is infinitely larger and stranger than it appears from the surface.